Thank you. And it wouldn't be a Zoom meeting without a little hiccup, right? So I appreciate your patience. So I'll just kick right into it, guys. So for our volunteers, our motto is residents do not live in our workplace. We work in their home. So speaking on our people that live in our facilities, though these are their homes. So that attitude of person-centered care, something approach is what we're going to be offering as volunteers. So yes, if you can skip on through, that'd be great. Thank you. So we'll usually in every session that I provide for volunteer orientation, we'll do a get to know you icebreaker. We might come from different places. So it's nice to kind of break ground and meet like-minded people that want to volunteer. They're a certain breed, but they're a great breed, and we like to get to know each other in a closer knit fashion. So it's its family of its own. And just going right down, we do offer T-shirts. I call them V shirts, volunteer shirts for short. But can you guys see me? Yep. So we have one for Beach Grove Home, and we have one for Prince Edward Home. These are great so that you don't stand out as a staff. I find a lot of the issues when volunteers are there, they're getting asked questions that they might not be sure what their role is. So when I go through my orientation, I talk about what your role is, but also what it isn't. So and mainly that is for the safety of yourself and for the residents here. So leaving, toileting, transferring, all those types of things to train staff. So we go through a detailed version of that in our orientation. But our main focus is that person-centered care approach. That's a philosophy we like to bring in so that when we go to our residents, that they're feeling that they're mattered, they're the center of our role. And so we go in more detail of what that philosophy is, and just bringing that smile, that philosophy, that approach to our residents when we're here, it gives it more of a home-like feel. So we go into looking at that. We also look at our expectations as a volunteer, but also expectations while we're in a facility here at Beach Grove Home or Prince Edward Home. So there's rules and policies and procedures. So we go through the nitty gritty of that as well. One of our main focuses too as a volunteer is we might be portering, bringing people to and from activities. So we work closely with the recreation department in both facilities. So you might be seeing yourself helping out with the actual programs, or you might be doing more one-to-one approaches. So that's great to talk about and what that looks like. Would you like to be more involved in programs or more on one-to-one? But that also entails safe use of wheelchair training. So if you haven't been around a wheelchair before, you might not know that there's different styles, different models, different makes, different ways to approach a wheelchair and someone that's in it. So in our population, we have a lot of residents in wheelchairs. So it's giving you a little rundown of that so that you're well prepared and educated on those equipments that we might find ourselves in our role as a volunteer. Next, please. There is a portion that we ask our volunteers if they feel comfortable. We always provide a training session for feeding. So that's assistive feeding program that I put on. That is involved in orientation. It's not necessarily a role that you have to do. So, but it is also something extra in that toolkit that if you are helping with programs and activities, they might be giving out ice cream that day for birthdays. So it would be nice to know the good approaches to feeding and who not to feed. So there's rules around it, but there's also things that you do not have to do that. We can leave those things to trained staff as well. We're always looking for people that are bringing some sort of hobbies, some sort of their talents into our homes. So if you have any entertainment skills, any artistic skills, anything that you want to show off, any collections, something that you want to bring into our residents, that is something that is quite encouraged. So and so we'll go around on a tour in our facilities, get to know the residents, see what looks where our activity department is, and where all the households are. So if you don't mind moving into the volunteer role slide there. Thank you, that's great. So in our orientation, we do also hand out a handbook, and it breaks down different types of roles that you might find yourself as a volunteer. So it might be the buddy program that's more one-to-one. So you'll come in and visit designated residents that you kind of develop that relationship, and they're looking forward to seeing you every week. And that's a great role to take on. You might find yourself helping out with the entertainment. Maybe you are an entertainer, bringing in your guitar, singing. That is all encouraged. But you might also be helping out with certain activity programs. So that could be things that are let's go with our fun and fitness exercise groups. There is a slide though there with our October or September calendar. It's not the slideshow, sorry, but it's the Word document for September's recreation calendar. This gives a good breakdown of what we provide in our facilities for different programs of the day. And 2-minute warning, thank you. And so if you don't have it there, it gives a good look at what's happening on each day so that you can sign up as a volunteer. I think it's really important that we have planned schedules so that you can come and go, and we know when you're coming, and then our staff can support you while you're here. So you can work with me while working on that schedule for you. So routine is always good for everyone, but we know that flexibility is always great. So our up and coming volunteer orientation sessions this coming October, they're broken down. Beech Grove, there's one on Saturday, October 15th from 9 to 12, and that's here at the Beech Grove Home Boardroom. And we'll provide one the following Monday, October 17th from 9 to 12. Also, at Prince Edward Home, we'll have one Saturday, October 19th from 9 to 12, and then Saturday, October 29th from 9 to 12. So those are the up and coming orientation sessions. You can go on our provincial website and you can go and type in volunteer applications, and that is our direct line to getting our online forms to me. And then you can click Beech Grove and Prince Edward Home if those are your choices to volunteer, and then I'll get those applications, and then I'll follow up with you when the time's right for those orientation sessions.